In Africa happened so rapidly in the late 19th century. This is a period known as the Scramble of Africa, during which European countries took control of almost the entire continent in just a few decades. By 1914, nearly all Africa was under European control except for Ethiopia and Liberia. The speed of this expansion can be explained by several factors. Africa disunity and weakness. One major reason for the rapid takeover and the lack of unity among African societies, Africa was made up of many different ethnic groups, tribes, kingdoms, each with their own leaders and interests. Before, these groups were often divided and sometimes with conflict with each other, and they were unable to form a strong, united resistance against European expansion. European powers were able to take advantage of this, conquering regions separately rather than facing coordinated defense. In addition, some African leaders formed alliances with Europeans to gain advantages over rival groups, which further weakened overall resistance. Another key reason for the speed of imperialism was the intense competition between European nations. Countries like Britain, France, and Germany, and Belgium, Portugal were all wanted to expand their powers. There was a fear if one country did not act quickly, another country would claim valuable land first. This created a sense of urgency and led to the race to occupy territory as fast as possible. European expansion became a symbol of national power and prestige, so governments were under pressure to gain as much land as they could. A major turning point in the rapid colonization of Africa was the Berlin Conference. European leaders met to establish rules for dividing Africa among themselves in order to avoid conflict between European countries. One of the most important agreements was the principle of effective occupation, which meant a country could claim land if it's established control over there. This rule encouraged European nations to quickly send troops, set up governments, and build infrastructure in African territories to prove their control. As a result, the pace of imperialism increased significantly after the conference. European technological advances also played a major role. European armies had access to advanced weapons such as machine guns and rifles, which gave them a huge advantage over African forces. In addition, transportation technology like steamships also allowed European nations to travel along rivers and coastlines more easily, while railways helped them move troops and supplies within Africa. Communication technologies, such as the telegraph, also allowed for better coordination and control over territories. Another important factor was the medical progress. Africa had long been a dangerous place for Europeans due to diseases like malaria. However, the development and use of quinine helped protect Europeans from malaria, allowing them to survive and settle in areas that were previously too risky. This made deeper exploration and long-term occupation more possible. Economic interest also sped up imperialism. European businesses and individuals were eager to gain access of Africa's natural resources. In some cases, private companies led the way in colonization. For example, King Leopold II of Belgium personally controlled the Congo Free State and exploited its resources. These economic motives pushed Europeans to act quickly to secure valuable land before others could. In conclusion, imperialism in Africa was so rapid because of African disunity, strong European competition, the rules established at the Berlin Conference, and the major advantages of technology and medicine. All these factors combined to allow European powers to take control of Africa in a very short period of time, fundamentally changing the continent's history.